Personification of planets, Part 1, the Sun. In Vedic astrology, the planets aren't just cosmic forces. They are living deities, with distinct personalities, appearances, and mythological stories. These personifications aren't just symbolic. They offer deep insight into how planetary energies work within us. And we begin with Surya, the sun, the radiant king, the soul of the cosmos, and the giver of life. In classical texts and Vedic mythology, Surya is portrayed as a resplendent royal figure, seated on a golden chariot pulled by 7 horses, each representing one of the 7 colors of light and the 7 meters of Vedic poetry, chandas. He is eternally radiant, clothed in golden armor, with lotus-like eyes and a glowing, golden complexion. The charioteer of this divine vehicle is Aruna, who drives it across the sky each day from east to west, symbolizing the movement of time and the cycle of life. Surya is not just the visible sun, he is Ditya, one of the 12 solar deities in the Vedas, and considered the very embodiment of the soul, Atman. In the planetary cabinet Navagraha mandala, Surya is the king or Raja, ruling over all with authority, vision, and illumination. His weapon is often depicted as a lotus or sometimes a radiant disk, emphasizing purification, truth, and life-giving light. Mythologically, Surya is the father of many significant beings in Vedic lore. He is the father of Yama, god of death, Shani, Saturn, god of karma, Sugriva, king of the Vanaras, and Karna, the heroic warrior of the Mahabharata. Each of these children reflects different aspects of Surya's energy: justice, endurance, loyalty, and nobility. On a psychological level, Surya personifies the archetype of the noble ruler and the spiritual seeker. His divine presence within the chart shows up as our inner king, the part of us that wants to live with purpose, dignity, and unwavering clarity. When Surya is strong, a person exudes natural leadership, charisma, and a deep commitment to truth. When weakened or eclipsed, the person may struggle with identity, self-confidence, or father issues. He is also closely associated with tapas, spiritual heat, or inner discipline. Surya is said to be pleased by austerity, responsibility, and moral clarity. This is why Surya Namaskar, sun salutation, is not just a yoga routine, it's an act of reverence toward the source of vitality and insight. In Jyotish, Surya rules Sunday, the day of the sun, and governs the soul, father, government, eyesight, bones, and right eye. In temple iconography, Surya is often enshrined standing tall with folded hands, Anjali Mudra, flanked by Ushas and Pratyusha, goddesses of dawn and twilight. His aura commands respect. He does not beg for attention, he radiates self-assurance. So when you look at the sun in someone's chart, it's not just a degree or sign. It's this divine royal being asking, are you living in your light? Are you leading with integrity? Are you acting from the soul or just the surface? Surya as a personified deity reminds us that leadership doesn't come from dominance, but from radiance, consistency, and alignment with inner truth. He is the light that awakens all other planetary energies, the cosmic heartbeat of consciousness itself. Next in the series, Chandra, the moon, the queen, the mind, the nurturer, whose shifting light mirrors the tides of emotion, memory, and maternal care. Personification of planets. Part 2, the moon. In this part of the series, we move from the blazing brilliance of the sun to the gentle, reflective glow of Chandra, the moon. While Surya is the sovereign king, the moon is the graceful queen, ever-changing, emotionally rich, and deeply connected to life's cycles. In Vedic astrology, Chandra is not just the mind, manas. He is also a divine being with a deeply poetic presence. Chandra is personified as a young, radiant male deity with a cool, fair, luminous complexion, clothed in white or silver garments. His chariot is drawn by 10 white horses or an antelope, and he moves slowly across the sky, symbolizing the soft, steady unfolding of time, emotion, and memory. His face is calm, often smiling, and his form emits a serene, nourishing glow, qualities that are echoed in the lives of those with a strong moon in their charts. In myth, Chandra is born from the cosmic ocean of milk, Kshirosagar, and is considered one of the most beautiful and charming of all celestial beings. He is often adorned with a garland of dewdrops, a crown of stars, and crescent-shaped jewelry, all symbolizing his connection to emotional sensitivity, fluctuation, and grace. He is also the ruler of all medicinal plants, showing his connection to growth, rejuvenation, and healing. Chandra is married to 27 wives, the 27 Nakshatras, who are the daughters of Daksha Prajapati. However, he favors Rohini, the most beautiful among them, which leads to familial tensions and a curse, causing the moon to wax and wane. This myth explains the lunar phases, but also reflects Chandra's emotional nature, affectionate yet prone to partiality, desire, and longing. Psychologically, Chandra personifies the nurturing, receptive, intuitive side of the human psyche. He is the archetypal mother, caretaker, empath, and dreamer. His influence in the chart reveals how we feel safe, how we remember, how we bond, and how we instinctively respond to life. When strong, the moon brings calmness, empathy, and adaptability. When weak or afflicted, it can manifest as anxiety, restlessness, or emotional dependency. The moon is also the karaka for the mother and is deeply tied to early childhood impressions. Just as the moon reflects the light of the sun, in human life it reflects the emotional environment one grows up in. It also governs the subconscious, dreams, moods, and cyclical changes, making it one of the most intimate and dynamic planets in astrology. Chandra rules Monday and governs the mind, water, emotions, breasts, stomach, blood circulation, and left eye. In temple iconography and yantras, he is shown seated or standing with a gentle gaze, often holding a lotus and a water vessel, surrounded by lotuses or stars, symbolizing purity and emotional fertility. In the planetary cabinet, Chandra is the queen, close to the people, emotionally invested, and concerned with well-being, comfort, and peace. Her power lies not in force, but in receptivity and emotional wisdom. She reflects and responds, rather than initiates, a reminder that true strength often lies in softness and presence. So when you look at the moon in a chart, think of this graceful deity asking, how do you care for your inner child? Where do you find emotional nourishment? Do you honor your changing rhythms or fight them? Chandra, as a personification, reminds us that emotions are sacred, that change is natural, and that healing often begins by simply being with what is. Next in this series, Mangala, or Mars, the warrior, the enforcer, the commander, whose fiery strength fuels ambition, courage, and the power to act. Personification of planets, Part 3, Mars. Now we step into the fiery, action-driven realm of Mangala, or Mars, the celestial warrior, the commander of cosmic armies, and the embodiment of raw strength, courage, and willpower. If the moon is the nurturing queen, then Mars is the royal general, fearless, direct, and unafraid to confront what others avoid. In classical Vedic personification, Mars is depicted as a young, muscular, red-hued deity, glowing like burning coal or molten lava. His eyes are fierce, his expression sharp, and his stance always poised for battle. He is often shown riding a ram or a red chariot drawn by wild horses, holding weapons like a spear, sword, or mace. Tools that represent cutting through illusion, initiating action, and fighting for justice. Mars is also known as Bauma, the son of Bhumi Devi, Mother Earth, and was born through the blessings of Lord Vishnu. This makes him deeply connected to land, property, agriculture, and protection of the earth. He is not just a destroyer, he is a defender, a symbol of focused energy, discipline, and warrior ethics. In the planetary cabinet, Mangala is the commander-in-chief, the one who executes the king's will and defends the kingdom. His nature is tamasic, action-oriented, fiery, and restless, and his motivation is to challenge, conquer, and secure. But unlike Rahu's chaotic ambition, Mars operates with clarity and purpose. I fight not for chaos, but for dharma. In the psyche, Mars personifies our inner soldier, the one who gives us courage to say no, to take initiative, to endure physical hardship, and to defend our boundaries. A strong Mars in a chart shows up as confidence, dynamism, competitiveness, and leadership in action. An afflicted Mars, on the other hand, can express as rage, impulsiveness, recklessness, or suppressed anger. Let's say someone has Mars in the first house. That person often walks with the energy of a fighter. Whether they become an athlete, a survivor, or a pioneer, Mars in the chart shows how we act when we are under pressure, how we assert our will, and how we confront danger or challenge. Mars is also the karaka for siblings, especially brothers, land, weapons, stamina, and celibacy. He governs Tuesday and rules over blood, muscles, bone marrow, immune strength, and body heat, all expressions of survival power. In Ayurveda and classical medicine, he is the graha of inflammation and trauma, and the one who heals through decisive action. Mythologically, Mars is revered in temples as Skanda, Murugan, or Subramanya, the divine warrior son of Shiva, the leader of celestial armies, and the slayer of inner demons. In these forms, Mars is not just about outward combat. He is also the disciplinarian yogi, the one who slays desire, doubt, and fear to reach inner mastery. So when you see Mars in a chart, ask, what battles must this person fight? Where is their fire, and how is it being used? Are they a builder of courage, or a victim of their own reactivity? Mars as a personified force reminds us that strength isn't about dominance, it's about direction. True power lies in the capacity to act with clarity, to defend with purpose, and to stand one's ground with honor. Next in the series, Mercury, the clever prince and master of speech, intellect, trade, and play, whose youthful brilliance brings learning, humor, and the gift of communication. Personification of planets, Part 4, Mercury. Now we enter the vibrant quicksilver world of Mercury, the clever prince of the planetary cabinet, the messenger of the gods, and the master of intellect, language, wit, and adaptability. If Mars is the warrior who acts, Mercury is the strategist who thinks, observes, and responds with agility and charm. In Vedic personification, Buddha is portrayed as a youthful, radiant, green-hued deity, with an alert gaze and a poised, graceful demeanor. He is eternally young, not childish, but youthful in spirit, curious, talkative, and highly intelligent. His vehicle is often shown as a lion with an elephant's trunk, a symbol of blended courage and wisdom. In some traditions, he rides a chariot drawn by wild animals, reflecting his mental agility and control over chaos through logic. Mythologically, Buddha has a fascinating origin. He is the son of Chandra, the moon, and Tara, the wife of Jupiter. This makes Mercury born of a union between emotion, moon, and wisdom, Jupiter, a perfect fusion of heart and mind. But the story also involves scandal and complexity, which reflects Mercury's dual nature, neutral, ever adaptive, sometimes misunderstood, and rarely predictable. In the planetary cabinet, Buddha is the prince, not a ruler, but the diplomat, the analyst, the interpreter, and the link between powers. He carries neutral gender and a neutral temperament, which allows him to blend with whomever he's with, benefic with benefics, malefic with malefics. His power lies in his versatility, speech, and cleverness. Psychologically, Mercury personifies the inner thinker, speaker, writer, and learner. He governs how we process information, how we express ourselves, and how we make choices through analysis rather than emotion. When strong, Mercury gives eloquence, humor, negotiation skills, and a love of learning. When weak or afflicted, it can result in confusion, nervousness, overthinking, or duplicity. Let's say Mercury is in the third house, the house of communication and skills. This often shows someone who is sharp-witted, playful, curious, and versatile in their learning. But it also reflects a karmic journey of mastering the voice, not just external speech, but inner clarity. In Virgo, his exaltation sign, Mercury becomes the editor and the analyst, capable of precision and intellectual mastery. In Pisces, his debilitation sign, Mercury expresses through intuition and symbolism rather than logic, often brilliant in art, music, or mystical thought, but needing grounding. Buddha rules over Wednesday and governs the nervous system, skin, speech, lungs, hands, and intellect. He is the Karaka for communication, commerce, logic, writing, astrology, mathematics, and humor. In temple iconography, Buddha is often seen holding a scripture, a sword, and a shield, showing that his words can both protect and cut. As a planetary deity, Mercury is the eternal student and the master of mimicry. He can charm, teach, joke, argue, and trade, all in a single breath. And he teaches us that the mind, like the tongue, must be quick but also wise. So when reading a chart, ask, how does this person communicate? Are they learning for wisdom or just to impress? Can they balance reason and intuition, or do they overthink and underfeel? Buddha as a personification reminds us that intelligence isn't just knowledge. It's timing, tone, and context. He is the spark of learning, the bridge between people, and the playful reminder that flexibility is its own kind of genius. Next in this series, Guru, Jupiter, the grand teacher, the wise sage, the spiritual guide whose generosity and dharma shine through the pursuit of higher truth. Personification of planets, Part 5, Jupiter. Today we meet Guru, or Brihaspati, known in Vedic astrology as Jupiter, the benevolent sage, the priest of the gods, the expansive giver of wisdom, dharma, and grace. If Mercury is the youthful prince of intellect, Jupiter is the venerable teacher, the guru who lights the path of righteousness and meaning. In his personified form, Jupiter is depicted as a noble, golden yellow-hued deity, clad in saffron robes with a broad forehead, serene expression, and eyes filled with calm wisdom. He often holds a staff, danda, prayer beads, japamala, and scripture, shastra, symbolizing his role as the master of sacred knowledge and spiritual order. His vehicle is usually a majestic elephant, or chariot drawn by 8 horses, showing his control over higher realms and ethical power. Mythologically, Brihaspati is the guru of the devas, the divine beings or celestial forces, and is eternally opposed by Shukra, Venus, the guru of the asuras, demons. This cosmic polarity reflects the spiritual dynamic between Jupiter's expansive wisdom and Venus's refined worldly knowledge. As the preceptor of the gods, Jupiter instructs not only in mantras and rituals, but also in the laws of truth, morality, and conduct. The very fabric of Dharma. In the planetary cabinet, Jupiter is the spiritual and moral advisor, a minister whose counsel determines whether a kingdom thrives with virtue or crumbles through indulgence. His nature is sattvic, meaning he is pure, selfless, uplifting, and stabilizing. He brings not just good fortune, but meaningful abundance, the kind that aligns with one's life path. Psychologically, Jupiter personifies the higher mind, the part of us that seeks understanding, not just information. He is the inner voice of faith, optimism, forgiveness, and belief in something greater than the self. A strong Jupiter in a chart indicates wisdom, generosity, patience, and a natural desire to uplift others. An afflicted Jupiter may manifest as blind faith, dogmatism, overconfidence, or spiritual bypassing. Let's take Jupiter in the 9th house, his natural domain of dharma, travel, and higher learning. This often points to a life shaped by philosophy, ethics, and the presence of mentors or teachers. But even Jupiter in the 6th or 8th house, though challenged, often leads to wisdom earned through suffering, healing, or karmic cleansing. Jupiter rules over Thursday and governs the liver, thighs, fat tissues, fertility, knowledge, children, especially sons, and spiritual teachers. He is the planetary karaka, significator, for wealth, higher education, marriage, in a woman's chart, and spiritual initiation. His influence is both material and transcendental. He blesses and guides. In temples and rituals, Guru is invoked for clarity, expansion, justice, and blessings. His mantras are recited to remove ignorance and ignite inner vision, jnana drishti. When Jupiter is strong, doors open, not just materially, but spiritually. Grace begins to flow. So when reading a chart, ask, where is this person guided by faith? Who is their guru, within or without? Are they learning to grow or growing to escape? As a personified force, Jupiter reminds us that wisdom isn't just what we know, it's how we live, how we teach, and how we trust that life is unfolding in the right direction. He is the light of generosity, the guardian of dharma, and the eternal guru who teaches that knowledge must always serve truth. Next in this series, Shukra, Venus, the refined master of love, beauty, art, and worldly enjoyment, whose knowledge of desire is as sacred as it is seductive. Personification of planets, Part 6, Venus. Today we turn to Shukra, or Venus, the planet of love, beauty, desire, refinement, creativity, relationships, and sensual pleasures. In the divine court of the Navagrahas, where Jupiter is the guru of the Devas gods, Venus is the guru of the asuras demons, a spiritual teacher in his own right, but one whose wisdom is drawn from the realms of desire, suffering, and resurrection. In Vedic personification, Shukra is portrayed as a handsome, radiant, fair-complexioned deity, adorned in white garments and jewels, often holding a rosary, a water pot, and a staff, symbolizing his command over spiritual knowledge, healing, and attraction. His chariot is said to be pulled by white horses, moving gracefully like moonlight over a calm lake. His expression is gentle, poetic, and thoughtful, never harsh, but never superficial. Though Venus is widely associated with beauty and pleasure, Shukra's mythology is profoundly spiritual. He is the son of the sage Brigu and a master of mantra, tantra, and alchemical secrets. As the guru of the Asuras, he taught the demons how to reclaim power, not through brute force, but through refined knowledge, devotion, and the art of negotiation. His teachings show that even desire can lead to liberation, when it is understood, honored, and mastered. Most famously, Shukra was blessed by Lord Shiva with the knowledge of the Mrityu Sanjivani Vidya, the mantra of resurrection, which allowed him to bring the dead back to life. This makes Venus not just the planet of charm and luxury, but also the deity of healing, regeneration, and emotional alchemy. In the planetary cabinet, Shukra is the minister of love and harmony, the diplomat, the artist, the matchmaker, and the priest of aesthetic experience. His nature is Rajasic, driven by desire and activity, but always seeking balance, elegance, and union. His influence is magnetic, relational, and deeply fertile. Psychologically, Venus personifies our inner lover, artist, and empath. He shows how we relate to others, how we receive love, and how we experience pleasure. A strong Venus gives emotional intelligence, diplomacy, charm, aesthetic talent, and the ability to build and sustain relationships. An afflicted Venus may result in vanity, indulgence, superficial attraction, or toxic dependency in love. Let's say Venus is in the 7th house, the house of partnerships. This often brings a deep desire for connection, romance, and shared beauty. But Venus in the 12th house may seek love in solitude, secrecy, or surrender. In either case, Shukra is guiding the soul's journey through the world of relationships, beauty, and emotional fulfillment. Shukra rules Friday and governs the reproductive system, semen, sukradat, kidneys, skin, voice, and the eyes. He is the Karaka, significator of marriage, romance, luxury, art, music, poetry, and material comforts, all things that make life not just livable but lovable. In temple imagery, Venus is serene, often standing with folded hands or holding lotus flowers, surrounded by fragrances, jewels, and the arts. But make no mistake, beneath this sensual exterior lies a master of spiritual discipline, one who understands that true enjoyment requires balance, ethics, and emotional maturity. So when you read Venus in a chart, ask, how does this person give and receive love? What kind of beauty do they crave, and why? Are their desires enslaving them, or are they refining them into sacred connection? As a personified deity, Shukra teaches us that pleasure is not the enemy of the spiritual path. It is a gateway. If navigated with wisdom, his lessons lie not in denial, but in discernment, not in repression, but in refinement. Next in this series, Shani, Saturn, the elder, the karmic taskmaster, and the silent ascetic whose iron discipline, though slow and severe, leads to the highest inner strength and lasting reward. Personification of planets, part Saturn. Today we meet Shani, or Saturn, the great taskmaster of the cosmos, the slow-moving graha of karma, discipline, endurance, and justice. If Venus is the artist and Jupiter the benevolent guru, Shani is the ascetic, the judge, the elder, whose lessons may be harsh, but whose rewards are deep, lasting, and earned. In Vedic personification, Shani is depicted as a tall, dark, solemn deity, dressed in black or deep blue garments, often with unkempt hair and a stern gaze. His vehicle is the crow or vulture, symbols of karmic messengers and watchers of death, and he holds in his hands a staff, a bow, and arrows, or occasionally a sword, tools not of aggression, but of enforcement, boundaries, and divine order. He is said to limp due to a childhood injury, which symbolizes his slowness and the burdens of karma. Nothing with Shani is rushed. He walks slowly, but purposefully. His gaze is feared in astrology, called Shani Drishti, because wherever it falls, it pressurizes, matures, and exposes what cannot be ignored. Mythologically, Shani is the son of Surya, the sun, and his shadow wife Chaya. This lineage alone tells us a lot. Born of shadow, Saturn is the planetary force that deals with what is hidden, repressed, or left unfinished. Yet despite his feared reputation, Shani is deeply spiritual and associated with renunciation, detachment, and tapas, austerity. In some traditions, Shani is considered a devotee of Lord Shiva, practicing deep meditation and silence. In the planetary cabinet, Shani is the servant, judge, and karmic administrator. While other grahas give gifts, Saturn gives what is due. His nature is tamasic, but with a spiritual edge. He is the force that strips us of ego, illusion, and entitlement. Not to punish, but to purify. Psychologically, Saturn personifies the inner elder, the realist, the survivor. He is the voice of you must earn it, wait your turn, and what you plant, you shall reap. When strong in a chart, Saturn brings endurance, loyalty, and a grounded sense of purpose. When afflicted or resisted, he can bring fear, isolation, poverty, depression, and delays, all tools in his karmic workshop. Let's say Saturn is in the 10th house, the house of career and karma. This often means delayed success, but deep professional strength over time. The person is being shaped into a pillar, not by ease, but by consistency. Now imagine Saturn in the 4th house, emotional restrictions, responsibility from early life, or detachment from comfort. But this too is Saturn's blessing, emotional endurance and inner security built from the inside out. Saturn rules Saturday and governs bones, teeth, joints, chronic disease, aging, and grief, but also longevity, structure, and legacy. He is the Karaka significator of karma, obstacles, service, elderly people, and spiritual renunciation. In temple form, Shani is often black stone or iron, standing alone, surrounded by silence. His gaze is downward. He doesn't dazzle, he humbles. He doesn't seduce, he stabilizes. He doesn't gift, he rewards through perseverance. So when reading Saturn in a chart, ask, where does this person carry karmic responsibility? What must they master over time? Are they resisting reality or embracing their path with patience? As a personified deity, Shani teaches us the value of time, the dignity of effort, and the inevitability of cause and effect. He is not the enemy, he is the mirror of maturity. His path may be slow, but it is the most secure. He gives not what we want, but what we have earned. Next in this series, Rahu, the shadowy serpent head of desire and disruption, whose hunger for worldly experience pulls us into chaos, obsession, and ultimately transformation. Personification of planets, Part 8, Rahu. Now we move into the mysterious, smoky realm of Rahu, the head of the cosmic serpent, the shadow planet known for obsession, ambition, illusion, and worldly disruption. Unlike the visible grahas, Rahu is not a planet in form. He is a chaya graha, a shadow entity. Yet his influence in our lives is striking, karmically intense, and often transformative beyond logic. In Vedic personification, Rahu is portrayed as a serpent-headed figure, often with a dark or bluish complexion, eyes wide and unblinking, his expression driven by hunger, desire, and cunning. He is usually shown without a body, floating or lunging forward, symbolizing that he is all head, all craving, with no stomach to feel satisfied. He is often mounted on a lion or a dark, ghostly creature, radiating a mystical, otherworldly energy. Mythologically, Rahu emerges from the Samudra Manthan, the churning of the cosmic ocean. He was the Ashura, demon Shvarbhanu, who disguised himself as a deva to steal a sip of Amrita, nectar of immortality. Just as he tasted it, Lord Vishnu beheaded him with his Sudarshan chakra, but it was too late. Having tasted the nectar, Rahu became immortal. His severed head lives on as Rahu, and his decapitated body became Ketu. Because of this myth, Rahu is forever trying to consume the sun and moon, causing eclipses, a direct metaphor for his role in astrology, obscuring clarity, chasing shadows, and creating intense moments of crisis that reveal hidden karma. In the planetary cabinet, Rahu is the foreign ambassador, the anarchist, the rule breaker. He represents that which is outside the norm, foreign lands, taboo topics, disruptive technology, and unconventional paths. Rahu does not follow Dharma, he challenges it. Yet, paradoxically, his challenges catalyze evolution. Psychologically, Rahu personifies our insatiable hunger for power, fame, sexuality, control, freedom, knowledge, or transcendence. His influence is never peaceful, but it is deeply transformative. A strong Rahu may give global success, innovation, or genius-level breakthroughs, but it always comes with a karmic price: obsession, burnout, illusion, or loss of self. Let's say Rahu is in the 10th house. This often drives a person toward high public visibility, fame, or authority, especially in unusual fields. But if not anchored by wisdom, they may chase recognition endlessly. Rahu in the 7th house may create obsession in relationships or marriage with someone from a vastly different background. In all cases, Rahu marks where we feel the greatest pull and the greatest karmic unrest. Rahu is said to rule over smoke, poison, politics, foreign influence, digital media, innovation, deception, and sudden rise and fall. He governs materialism, but he is also deeply connected to spiritual breakthroughs once illusion is shattered. In temple art, Rahu is rarely worshipped alone, but is honored during eclipses, Navagraha rituals, and specific karmic remedies. He is invoked not to please, but to pacify, through humility, clarity, and surrender of false desires. So when you read Rahu in a chart, ask, what is this person chasing, and why? Are they driven by unconscious desire or conscious evolution? Is their ambition aligned with growth, or is it a trap of illusion? As a personified graha, Rahu teaches us through crisis. He shows us where we are not yet whole, where we seek outside what can only be found within. He is the devourer, but also the revealer. Through his shadow, we find the truth we've been afraid to see. Next in this series, Ketu, the silent, headless body of renunciation, whose detachment, intuition, and spiritual force pull us inward toward moksha, liberation, and the end of worldly cravings. Personification of Planets, Part 9, Ketu. We now arrive at Ketu, the final graha in the Navagraha pantheon, the headless, body-only shadow planet that symbolizes detachment, spiritual insight, renunciation, moksha, and the mysterious karmic past. If Rahu is the hungry serpent head grasping for worldly experience, Ketu is the silent tail, disinterested, withdrawn, and focused inward on liberation rather than accumulation. In Vedic personification, Ketu is depicted as a headless, smoky-bodied figure, often with a serpent's lower half and a glowing aura around his torso. His form is ethereal, undefined, mystical. He rides on a vulture, a goat, or a smoky whirlwind, indicating his presence in liminal zones, where things are ending, transforming, or dissolving. Unlike the other planets who face outward, Ketu looks inward, guiding the soul toward its original nature. As mentioned in mythology, Ketu is the severed body of Svarbhanu, who became Rahu after stealing Amrita, nectar of immortality. While Rahu remains bound to desire, Ketu carries the wisdom of experience, the understanding that nothing in the material world can truly satisfy. This is why Ketu is linked with moksha, asceticism, and spiritual awakening. In the planetary cabinet, Ketu is the sage in exile, the renunciant, the one who says, "Let it go." He holds no throne, seeks no power, and speaks no words, yet his influence can be life-altering. His nature is tamasic, but not in the worldly sense. It's the tamas of dissolution, of retreating from the play of form into the formless. Psychologically, Ketu personifies the part of us that has been there, done that. He signifies past life karma, inherited wisdom, and areas of life where we may feel strangely detached, uncomfortable, or spiritually restless. A strong Ketu can give mysticism, intuitive power, and sudden bursts of enlightenment. But an afflicted or misunderstood Ketu may cause confusion, apathy, isolation, or existential despair, especially when the soul isn't yet ready to release worldly attachments. Let's say Ketu is in the 12th house. This often points to a natural affinity for solitude, spiritual practice, and surrender, sometimes at the cost of social or emotional withdrawal. Ketu in the 2nd house may bring detachment from family or material accumulation. But beneath these patterns lies a call to go beyond form, beyond identity, beyond the script. Ketu governs spiritual detachment, moksha, intuition, metaphysics, invisible forces, and the subtle body. He is associated with comets, serpents, shadows, renunciates, saints, and monks, and influences the nervous system, the spine, and unconscious impressions. His influence is often most deeply felt during sudden karmic breaks, losses, shocks, awakenings, or transcendental insights. In temples, Ketu is rarely worshipped individually, but is honored during Navagraha pujas, eclipses, and rites of karmic release. His energy is best accessed through meditation, fasting, silence, solitude, and spiritual service, practices that quiet the ego and open the soul. So when reading Ketu in a chart, ask, what is this person ready to release? Where are they being called to surrender control? Is there hidden wisdom in what they fear or avoid? As a personified graha, Ketu is the sage beyond the world, the smoke that lingers after the fire of desire has burned out. He reminds us that even in a world of form and identity, our truest self is boundless, formless, and free. Ketu doesn't give, he strips away. But in that stripping lies the profound grace of spiritual awakening. With Ketu, the journey ends where it began, in silence, in stillness, and in self-realization. This completes our series on the personification of planets. From the royal sun to the silent Ketu, each graha is not just a force in the sky, but a living archetype within us, shaping our path, testing our evolution, and guiding us home.